Hey everybody, welcome back to the garage. Today we're working on the Ford, but not that Ford. We're working on this Ford, and it's my son's car, and we're gonna help him change out his radiator fans. Apparently he's got a problem with it. Let me show you what's up. So he's got a 2011 Ford Edge, and these radiator fans aren't working correctly. Only one of them's coming on. And in this hot weather that we're having here in Utah right now, that's a problem. It only seems to stay cool when he's driving on the freeway, of course. There's a second fan that should come on when AC is running. And especially when temps get a little hotter, they should definitely both be running, but only one is running. So it's struggling to keep the engine cool enough. So he ordered himself a new set of fans, and we're gonna work our way through removing the fans off here and getting the new one installed. All right. Okay, just put it on real quick. Go ahead, just throw it in. See if it fits. Lay it in there.
All right. I like that. I mean, this looks like a decent quality. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are yours set up on a, where they're one's up higher than the other?
Yeah,
like
so
that?
this one's gonna go in like this.
Okay.
It'll sit in there like this. Or like this. I don't know which way.
So the very first step for us is we're going to remove this bolt and this bolt. And then there's a little star Allen key right here that we've got to remove off that mass airflow sensor. And then we're going to remove this bolt down here on the air box to start getting this stuff out of the way. To start off, you're going to need an 8mm socket for these guys. And for this guy under here, you're gonna need that Torx T15 to pull out that little bolt.
That thing's nice, dude. Actually awesome to have. You have those ones, and then you have one right there. And then there's a clasp right there that you need to loosen. You have to take that whole thing off. There's two of them, I think.
Next, we've got to remove this bolt down in here. And then around back, we got to remove this clasp right back here. So, flathead screwdriver, pull that off.
Yeah, it's probably an 8, I think. And the back piece is just a flathead. it. And you can unplug it if you want. This one's on like that.
Okay, so now that we've pulled that guy out of here, that's the tray that sits down underneath here. We're gonna disconnect this guy, and there's a little tab on the front side of it, right down under here. I'll just set that out of the way. And then there is one more 8mm bolt right here. Let's see. There you go. That little guy. We're going to pull that guy off. Okay, the next bolt that we need to remove is down here, and it's below this hose, but above that next hose that's down there. It's gonna be hard to see on film with all this stuff in the way, but it's right down here. So it's another 8mm. Okay, get that flashlight down in here. So, honest opinion, guys, this is gonna be your biggest hurdle so far for us, is this bolt that's down here on the top right corner of this fan shroud. And to get to it, you have to have about 9 elbows and a couple midgets and at least one banana peel and a cup of ice, because this has been our biggest trick. The way I was lucky to get to it was using this guy that has 2 of the 9 elbows that you need. The other 2 are on you and the neighbors and a kid that rides by on his bike. Borrow all the elbows you can get. And then you can loosen that up, pull it out by hand. If this car is hot when you do it, this upper radiator hose is going to be really hot for you. So now that we've got those bolts out, I just said 3 Hail Marys and I prayed for about a half hour. And the idea is, now that everything's out of the way, your harness is disconnected, you should be able to lift this thing up and out that way and try and wiggle it out. You're gonna have to shimmy it. You might have to pray one more time to do it. So for us, since we've got all the radiator hoses and everything in there, what we found is we had to pull it up, out, and then kind of twist it. And you can see it's coming up on an angle, very, very tight space, and it gets hung up on everything in here. And it just takes a little bit of time and patience, and we'll wiggle it out. So now we've got the new one, and we're gonna try to reverse the process. So I'm gonna try and put it in the way we just pulled it out, a little bit on an angle, and let's see if it'll go in.
Gotta pull that hose up and out first. Okay.
Well, that was a lot easier going in. This thing kind of slid in. What I do want to say is this new part that we bought, this aftermarket part, the frame of it, this plastic frame, is definitely not as sturdy as the original equipment. So be careful, be mindful of that, because you break off some of these tabs, it seems like it's a lot more brittle, and so there's not quite as much flex to it, and it doesn't have the strength that the other one has. So if you're caught up on one of the little clips that you're going to rely on to hang it, and that breaks off, then you're kind of in a pinch, because the only thing really supporting it while you're trying to get stuff in are the bolts you're going to put in. So be very careful with that. But like I said, it slid in easier than the other one came out. Now we're going to just reverse the process and put these bolts all back in. So I'm going to start with the hardest bolt, the one that we last pulled out, which is that one you needed 9 elbows. I don't need all 9 of those elbows this time. I only needed about 4 or 5. And so we're slowly getting it. The working space is really tight, so you're doing little like quarter turns. And that should be that. Next one, this little guy. I think it's on this one.
The easy one.
I don't like to use the power tool to put this back in until it's been threaded in most of the way, simply because I don't want to cross thread it. So try and get these things started by hand first. This requires just the 2 elbows you have. Okay. Next. These 2 guys.
Probably need to put that little hose back up.
What's that?
That hose, yeah.
These 2 guys lined up.
And you already plugged that piece back in for the module, right?
Yep. These are long.
Probably use your power tool.
I just don't want to cross thread it. These are really fine threads. Tighten up this clamp.
And then just the mass airflow sensor back in.
Yep. This guy right here. All right, guys, as we wrap this up, we got in and turned it on and turned the AC all the way to full blast, which should trigger both of those fans to turn on. And both fans are currently running. They fired up right away, which his previous fan was not doing that. Only one would turn on, and he never has seen the second fan run. So hopefully this has fixed his issue. All right, guys, we got it switched out. I used 2 of his elbows, 2 of mine, that midget and the neighborhood kid. So that was a lot of elbows for a minute, but we got it done. How long did it take us?
Let's see. When did we start this? About 9? About an hour.
Took us about an hour to do it because I was borrowing elbows. I had to make a phone call and get people down here. I needed that midget. He wasn't awake yet. So anyway, we got it done. Both fans are running. Hopefully this fixes his issue and the car stays nice and cool. If you guys have questions, put them in the comment field. And there's plenty of other videos you can source if you don't think our video was clear enough, but hopefully this at least kind of shows you the steps that we had to take to get it there. You can do it. It's not a super hard job. Like I said, just if you have a neighborhood midget and a banana peel, a cup of ice, and I don't know, a Jack Russell probably would help, but that's it. We are done. Peace. We'll see you on the next one.